till no meat left. Line upon line in the word, make you respect. History collegiate, when we teach it, brains reset. You listening to precept on precept. Captain Shim break it down till no meat left. Line upon line, the word make you respect. History collegiate, when we teach it, brains reset. Putting in the work for the most high. Valley of the bones coming back and we gon' ride. Showing you our past didn't start with that boat ride. We a nation made of kings, yeah, we chose right. Bringing our identity back. We the praise of the Lord, they pretend to be that. Truly is something special, they can never be that. We raise the vengeance with the knowledge so our enemies crack. In fact, listen to the class and the topic. Bomb subject matter, breakdowns atomic. Gathering the people, the whole duty of prophets. Precepts start flowing, no telling.
Israel united in Christ. We are not a hate group. We are not affiliated with any other Israelite group. Israel United in Christ is a non-violent, Bible-based movement. We do not advocate or condone any acts of violence against any race, ethnicity, or gender. We advise that if anyone hears or knows of any plots to cause harm to anyone or to break the laws of the land, you must contact the proper authorities to bring awareness to any possible threat, as stated in Leviticus chapter 5, verse 1.
Hey, shalom, shalom. Hey, welcome to another edition of Precept Upon Precept, Thursday night at, 9:30 p.m. Central. Hey, real quick, I want to start off by help us grow and get to 15,000 subscriptions. Officer Mikael and the IUIC video team is doing a hard work with our YouTube shorts, our 3 videos a week. Plug us, bell notification, do all that stuff that you tech nerds do. Subscribe, share our videos, man. We're trying to grow. Help push this truth. We're your hosts. I'm Captain Shem.
Officer Matthew.
Officer Mikael. Officer Micah.
Hey, so all praises. So look, this week we got a lot of good feedback from last week's show. If we could, like we do normally, show that meme. Because that meme, well, the guy look at these 2 bright boys here. The guy, look at this guy. This guy to the left is an ugly mug. But look, I like the way, I'm looking at the title, The Price of Gas 2. Because tonight, good job with the line on the left, the lower, I think it's called the lower third. That looks good. All praise the Lord. I subscribe to IUIC TV. You can get rid of that. We had very good feedback to last week's show on the price of gas and then. Well, this week we got a kind of a little bit different variation. We're going to show you some more information about what has happened in the last week. In addition to that, we have interviews with truck drivers and dispatchers. I'm not going to say their names. You might know them. And show you what they're actually going through on in a real-time basis, how this is affecting them. Before we do that, I'd like to get a scripture. Get me the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, and let's go to verse 65. So those of you who might have been tuning in for the first, second, third time, we're Precept Upon Precept. Israel United Christ is a Bible-based movement, an organized nation, and we teach the commandments of God and identify us as the Israelites based upon these curses that the Bible shares with us. All right, so Deuteronomy 28 and 65.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 65.
All right.
And among these nations shalt thou find no ease.
Because in this captivity, we get hit with what? COVID-19, Omicron. The price of food goes up, okay? And then you got to deal with the vaccinations. Now the price of gas. There's no ease for the 12 tribes of Israel. And that's why when you read in Zephaniah 2, hold up real quick, hold that, get me Zephaniah chapter 2. This is why when we bring things out like the price of gas and then part 2, it should teach all of you that what? We have to come together. It's called group economics. And group economics is found throughout the Holy Bible, okay? As a group, we were together when we came out of Egypt. During the book of Judges, we were a group, okay? And after the kingdom split, we still were a group. Northern kingdom, southern kingdom, right? Even when we came to this side of the earth, when you read it in 2 Esdras 13, we were a group on this side of the earth. All right, read.
Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 1.
All right.
Gather yourselves together, yea, gather together, O nation not desired.
And we're not desired. That's why you have dark skin against light skin, tall against short. They try to pit the woman against the man, the old against the young. All of that is division that they teach us. As the 12 tribes of Israel, we got to come together and learn to love one another by working together. Read on.
Verse 2, before the decree bring forth, before the day pass as the chaff.
So in other words, we have to gather ourselves together before the day of judgment comes. The Lord is looking to see what we're going to do with each other, how we're going to come together. Go back to Deuteronomy 28 before we pull the first article.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 65.
Watch this 65. Well, Bishop has gone over this multiple times, but we don't really touch this at camp too much. Read this 65.
And among these nations shalt thou find no ease.
Man, just when you think you all right. Okay, I made it through the jab time. Now the mask has gone down. Just when you think you're going to be all right. You can start saving a little bit of money maybe. Boom. Gas is at $2.90. Next thing you turn around, it's at $3.60. Now, above $4 a gallon. It can stress us out. Why? Because these curses are real. All right? We don't have old Edomite money where a lot of them have generational money. Okay? They're not affected as a nation as we are as the Israelites. Read on.
Neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest.
Because you ever hear that, oh, my back hurt, my feet hurt? Because we always got to do something. It's always a grind, man, to try to pay your bills. Some of us have to choose between paying our light bill, okay, or even going to the Passover. Some of us would like to be able to go to certain Passover, and maybe you only could stay for one day or not stay the extra day you wanted to because of the bills. These are real things. They affect us, all right? And tonight we're going to show you how it affects brothers and sisters, brothers in particular, in this body. All right, read on.
But the Lord shall give thee there a trembling heart.
Come on.
And failing of eyes, and sorrow of mind.
Hey, you think about it, right? And I know he says failing of eyes. It does go much deeper than that. But you know what happens when you go to a pump and you see that you got 10 gallons of gas and it costs you $43. What the hell? Matter of fact, real quick, our tech team, do me a favor. It just came to me. Go to, I know you don't have this number, but I want you to show you, there's a couple of gas receipts that I had brothers post for us, starting with the top where it is, there's a Loves receipt. You can post the Loves receipt first. We're going to analyze this real quick and show you this is an actual document. The receipt is a document, all right? So once we get that, real quick, read that one more time.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 65.
Okay.
And among these nations shalt thou find no ease.
You know why it says among these nations? Even though Gad ruled this side of the earth, Gad, the North American Indians, nor the American Negro don't run gas stations. We don't own them, okay? You might work at one. You might buy stock in Exxon. You ain't calling no shots. So these nations, they run the gas stations. In particular, a lot of these Arabs and East Indians and some Caucasians, all right? They run and operate and decide upon business decisions within that whole realm, okay? Are we ready? All right, so this is, let's all just kind of, take a step back. And I want us to meditate. This is, I'm not going to say the brother's name, but this is from about a week ago today. Somebody read that. I don't want to talk the whole damn time.
Receipt number 99264411, Thursday, March 10th, 2022.
Hey, Mikael, please. Mikael's eyes literally just I'm looking at disbelief from the brother. So you please share something, because I know you are thinking what everybody else is just some truck driver just went to damn near need depends because they're going to the bathroom in their pants. Okay?
When you think about it, like dispatching loads, at one point in time, a good load to be the trucker will make $1,000. You make maybe $100 off of that load as a dispatcher. That gas receipt was $675. Nobody's gonna move their truck for a $1,000 load right now.
Hey,
they're losing money
even
on
a
that.
$700 load.
Hey, and you know what? What you said is you're saying something that you're speculating, but that's a fact. And we've got brothers right now that was saying the same exact thing. Brothers are refusing to move their truck to come home.
Right.
So what you said is you're making an educated guess, but we got proof of what you're saying is actually going on right now. You know?
Damn.
So continue, brothers, please. Let's take a look. Y'all have at this. Let's just. There's a whole lot in this document right here. There's a whole lot going on here.
The price of diesel is $5.69 a gallon. $5.69 a gallon, bro. And you know they do the 9/10. So
Right,
it's really
right.
so it's really $5.70.
Almost $6.
And they got to get 118 gallons to get their stuff up.
Hey, tech team, while this is up in the background, can you look up what is the price of diesel as of 3/17/2022? As you get it. You get it as you get it, all right?
Now you know what they got to do, right? They got to treat 3/4 of a tank like half a tank, and half a tank like empty. You know what I'm saying? If you go past empty, you're screwed.
Yeah.
So imagine these prices are only half a tank. Now, 115 gallons, I'm pretty much, that's what? That's about a whole tank, about a full tank.
115 gallons?
How much?
Nah, that ain't full tank.
So some of them have two
Damn.
tanks.
Some
Some
got
of them
dual
have two
tanks.
70-gallon tanks on each side. Some trucks will fill up, and it can be more. 110 is a lot of gas, but it doesn't fill up all trucks.
No.
So what we're doing now is, again, we just want to analyze. So the tech team just pulled up. Please don't tell me that this is a credible source, correct? All praise. So look, we're looking up here, and it says, well, yeah, that's how they're going to get you, because they're going to settle at like 390, and you're going to think that you win because it dropped 40 cents. So the current, this is beautiful. Is this as of what date, though? Okay. Okay. So this is as of today. So what I want to focus on for this show is let's look at regular gas, which is the national average is $4.289, which really a week ago, so it's pretty much holding at just below $4.30 a gallon. It peaked a little over a week ago when we did the show. But I want you to look at the price of diesel, because I think it's more important that we look at diesel, because we didn't look at it last week, and let me tell you why. Because most of the cargo that moves you can leave it on the screen, don't worry about me. There you go. Most of the cargo that moves in this country is through semi-truck drive, tractor trailers. And they don't run off of, some of them Teslas run off of batteries. Mostly all of them. And Officer Micah, you were a diesel mechanic in the U.S. military. Can you please let me know, what do most heavy machinery run off of? And take your time, please.
They run off of diesel. Everything from your bulldozers, from your forklifts, from your trains, your prime movers, even your school buses. Your school buses are diesel. Transit buses, diesel. And so they know that, and not only that, when diesel's sitting idle, you burning a lot of fuel. These truck drivers a lot of cats ain't going up north. Why? You cannot sit, because when your truck's at idle, you got to keep it idling to keep the heat going.
Now, real quick, pause. Notice what Officer Micah just said, because a lot of times you might say that we just say stuff just to say it, right? Like he doesn't know what he's talking about. Great, do me a favor. I'm gonna prove it. Get me Karat Dazar. I'm sorry, not Karat. Get me the brother with the lime green shirt on. Thomas, you posted it at 7:52. The second video, please. What Officer Micah just said, he deduced that, or he heard it from somebody, which is great. I'm going back up what Officer Micah said with this video. It's about a minute video. We're just going to let him tell the story. Some of you might know this brother. We're not going to say his name because in the interest of time, and also we don't need to give brother's identity out. All right? Let's go ahead and play that. This is a owner-operator of a diesel semi-tractor trailer truck. Play.
Another way that this diesel prices affect us. As y'all can see, I got my jacket on, and the sun is starting to come out here in West Texas. It is roughly about 55 degrees right now. This morning it was down to 37, and my engine was not on because the cost of diesel is so high that I cannot afford to idle this truck overnight. Idling this truck overnight, I probably burn about 20 gallons. You say 20 gallons times $6 a gallon, that's about $120 just to run the truck to keep warm at night. It would literally be cheaper for me to go and get a hotel room and leave the truck off than it would for me to run the truck for a 10-hour shutdown. So yeah, it is it's getting very, very expensive out here, and the cost is steady going up.
So now, Officer Michael, please continue. I just, that's why I love, as you become a disciplined man in this truth, it's almost like we just went precept upon precept with that. Because the brother pulled up something. Cause did you hear something like that from somebody, or you just make an educated guess?
No, sir. They have inlet heaters in those trucks, and they have to keep, in order for them to stay warm inside those trucks, you gotta outlet diesel. Diesel, it burns slower, but overnight that stuff starts to. The hotter diesel gets, the harder it runs, the more diesel it consumes.
So, and to your point, Officer Micah, this is a real man. This is not a story. This is a reality. So if West Texas is part of the South, West Texas is on the border of New Mexico. What the hell you think's going on in Minnesota, Chicago, North Dakota, Maine, Boston, Massachusetts, New York, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Northern Ohio? Guys are not going to work. They're going to choose a load that is only for them.
Yep.
This is why the price of gas affects everything. Because with your truckers, I think there was a 75%, I think it's higher, of all things that you touch on a daily basis has been on the back of a truck or in transit through a truck route. Meaning all the cell phones, this Bible, this pen, the papers, the coffee, tables, chairs, televisions, you name it, it is going. All of that is being directly. So what do you have to eventually do? You have to raise the price of commodities. Look at the commodities market. Look at a commodities market. I'm not a doggone CPA, but nor do I claim to be. Look at the commodity. Look at the price of commodities. Track it in the last year. Look at the price of oats. Oats. I'm going to tell you why. I try to get my wife to eat steel-cut oats. Steel-cut oats by Quaker went way the hell up in price. I got to get the other kind of oats now. This is real. Y'all brothers and sisters, we are living in the last days. And this is why Zephaniah 2 is very important. We're going to show you throughout the show other stories.
Hey, Cat,
sir.
What you just said about the commodities, we're going to touch on that later in the show.
All praises.
There's a video that this lady showed why prices are going up.
Right. So look, another thing in that, let's do this now. So also I'm gonna need your help with this too, because you have experience with diesel for years, right? Over a decade.
Yes, sir.
And I do too. I used to drive LVS 5-ton diesel, and there's a lot that goes along with it. Now, I would say 90% or more, it's probably more like 98%, of all semi-trucks, Peterbilt, whatever the case may be, Cat, Mack, Volvo, Freightliner, they almost all use diesel. Now, all of the new trucks, I believe it's post-2008, maybe 2009, they use something called DEF. Also, Mike, do us a favor. Explain in detail what is DEF, when did it come about, and why is it there? From a diesel mechanic's perspective.
Okay, it's due to the emissions. Some genius thought, or some engineer thought up this diesel exhaust system. It's a diesel exhaust filtration system. What that system is designed to do is designed to reduce the amount of diesel black smokes. It puts excess fuel that runs out of the pipe, but what DEF does, it takes those fumes or that waste, that carbon monoxide that comes out of the back of the pipe, it recirculates it back into it. It heats up within this cooker that is built into your exhaust system and essentially dumps that waste right back into your engine. So now the waste, it burns off clean rather than puts that black soot. Like you see a lot of these trucks out here, they call them farm trucks. They run off that off-spec fuel. They dump the black smoke out because they were prior to that filtration system. But now you have to purchase DEF fluid to keep that system going. If not, your truck goes into limp mode.
Right.
Yeah,
So what you just said, you heard it from a diesel mechanic, a man who used to drive them and work on them. So, because I was somewhat had to get educated, I was a little ignorant of this. So what a lot of these, most truckers in particular, pre or post DEF, they have two bills. They have to get the diesel fuel, and they have to buy what they call DEF, which is diesel exhaust fluid. There you go. You in the spirit, okay? You like Gabe, get ready to go to a buffet. Him and Asa, right? They all pumped up. We're gonna now. This is just a This is a small amount that they got 10 gallons of DEF, diesel exhaust fluid. Now, the reason why I say that is because notice it actually mirrors the price of regular gas. And diesel is a lot more. Diesel is over $5 a gallon, but this diesel exhaust fluid is the same price as regular gas. They're getting you in they're killing truckers right now.
Micah, what is before all of this happened, what was the average cost of DEF fluid?
DEF fluid, maybe $2, if that, maybe $2. I used to buy it in, like, you can go to Tractor Supply. You should get it in those gallon jugs. I used to grab it all the time, gallon jugs. Maybe $10, if that, and fill up your whole tank.
Real quick, tech team, get me, just so we can corroborate this, get me what is the price of DEF. And we're going to go back a year ago. Just because a lot of folks don't understand when this, like the brother that we showed, and other brothers are having to park the truck until they find a load. You got to understand something. Not only do they have to pay for the cost of routine maintenance to their vehicles, they got to pay. A lot of them are paying for DEF. Of course, they're paying for diesel itself. Plus, if you have a breakdown, all it takes is one breakdown, and somebody could put out of business. And so this is a lot of brothers' livelihoods. So this is why it is very important that we come together in every front, okay? We got to learn to use these hard times to come together, all right? You got that? All right, no worries. Real quick, while you get that, you should have two computers. There's another video that of the Officer Thomas go up to where you posted at 7:40 tonight. If you look at the timestamp lower right corner, it is the same gentleman, but you cannot see the lime green shirt. It's another video of that brother with the gray beard. All right. All right. So this is also, I played the second video, but now we're going to go back to his initial point about him having to park his truck. I think, yes, play, excuse me.
All right, fam. So
I'm sorry, pause real quick. Let me set the stage. This brother is not only, he's a businessman, but he is the owner of his vehicle. You hear people say a lot, the owner-operator. What it means is he owns the vehicle, the tractor, right? And he pulls the trailer, right? And he also operates. I mean, he's the driver. So when you hear that owner-operator, he's a driver and he's the business owner. This is very important you understand this, okay? Those of you who know it, I'm just preaching to the choir, right? Play.
quick, I'll tell you like this, how this gas price is affecting us owner operators. I'm out here in West Texas, Midland, Texas, and the diesel before the discount is right about $6 a gallon. I refuse to go home right now because at $6 a gallon, running about 600 miles back to Houston, I would roughly burn about 100 gallons of fuel being empty and would literally cost me about
Pause
$600.
real quick. Y'all might have missed it. He said he would burn about 100 gallons of fuel, but he said he would be empty, meaning that's an empty trailer. Either no load, either no trailer, or either just a tractor with no trailer, or if he's bringing, if he owns his trailer and he's not dropping the actual, what do they call it, the actual box van or the cargo trailer, he bring his, I think he drives a flatbed. The flatbed is empty. So what would it be if he had a load of 20,000 pounds, 40,000 pounds? Y'all got to see. So let's keep that in mind, because I missed it the first time I watched this. I'll play on.
And would literally cost me about $600 just to drive from Midland to home, Houston. So you're talking about a very, very expensive bill just to come home, $600. So what I'm doing is I'm actually sitting back looking for a load to move around before going back home.
Hey, real quick.
Yes, sir.
Can we pull up the distance between Midland and Houston? Because what he's saying is those are deadhead miles. That's what truckers call it, deadhead, when they don't have a load to carry, meaning they're spending their own money to get home if he's going to go home.
Right.
So that's $600 out his pocket that he's getting nothing in return. So let's, if you can get that for me.
Not to mention, let's say, Lord forbid, let's say he hit traffic going back. Now
Yep.
the truck's just
Now he's
sitting.
sitting.
Now it's not moving, just sitting there. It's probably to the point where some truckers are just probably just shutting their trucks down in traffic.
All right. So from Midland, Texas to Houston, Texas, what's the distance? 475 miles.
And to your point, Micah, he gonna get it in Austin. He gonna get that traffic in Austin.
Yep.
Catch it.
He gonna get it in is it
Katie.
Katie.
Katy?
Yeah, Katy, Texas. You don't catch it.
All of that is this is some serious stuff.
Yeah, he gonna hit it when he get Houston too.
Oh, yeah.
Before he even get to the house, just getting back in the city, he gonna have traffic. And Houston traffic is deplorable.
Brothers, this is some serious stuff we're dealing with. What I'd like you to do is, did I ask you to get another receipt? Yes. So again, a lot of us are not versed with, but we need to get versed because we need to understand. A lot of brothers talk about getting into trucking. Well, look, these gas prices are going to be here to stay for a while. What Esau will do, he gonna get it up to about $5, $6, right? Remember, we was at like $1.90, like right about $2, like not too long ago. So he says, well, if I raise it to $6, I can settle at $4.50, and they'll be like, oh. But meanwhile, he done did his damage. So don't just think we get up to $6 and it comes back down. No, he establishes his agenda. Show that national D. Look at that. I just put my damn hand up. Okay. All right. So look, we are going to look at. Please read from where it says when.
When 2021 began, the Argus Death Weekly, a product of Argus Media, assessed bulk quantities of death at Dallas at 60.5 cents per gallon.
Now, when they say bulk, that's not what you pay, no. But that's what they are in bulk quantities. Maybe a couple thousand gallons is considered bulk. I don't know. It could be 10,000 gallons, whatever the case may be. Maybe a certain number of tanker loads. Read on.
By the first weekly assessment of the second half of 2021, the price had risen to 91 cents per gallon.
That's approximately, if you think about 60 cents and divide that by 2, that's a 50%. Think about it. Let's just do our math. If it's 60 cents a gallon and it went up 30 cents, that means it went up 50%, because if you take half of 60, that's 30, and add it, you get 90. That went up 50%. 50%. Read on.
After remaining relatively steady for most of the third quarter, it's been off to the races in the fourth quarter of 2021.
So Esau, what he did is he raised it 50%. Let's not lose track of that, because what's going to happen next is just going to just Right, set it right off. Read on.
The weekly Argus assessment climbed quickly to 109.
So now $1.09 up from 91 cents. That's almost another 20 cents more. So now read on.
Got as high as $1.38.
So it got up to 138, which if you look at that, that's more than double the 60.5 cents. So it doubled as of that. Watch what happens. Read on.
For most of November, and in the most recent publication had skyrocketed to $1.59.
Now that's Esau buying in bulk. But we just saw a receipt. What you're paying at the pump is $4.29 a gallon. Yep. So guess what? These corporations we brought out last week with the meat companies, they're taking advantage and they're making stupid profits, right? Just let's do that. We ain't got to be complete economists or CPAs. If you're paying $1.59 in bulk and you charging people $4.29 for the retail, come on, man. Just look around you. They making money left and right. And we the ones that struggling. That's why we got to come to Zephaniah 2 and 1. We got to come together. All right, let's read that last part tech team said.
If the DEF prices closes the year at that level, it would mark an increase over the 12 months of roughly 162%.
So 100, let's put it this way. If the price of gas were to go up 20% in a year, that's pretty damn substantial. 50% is egregious. 100% is it went up 162% if it closes out the year at that. And so like that was last year. It's more than that now. And that's just for the DEF. We're not even talking about the actual diesel itself. So you got to understand people are hurting now.
Cap.
Yes, sir.
Do you know what that stuff is? DEF fluid?
No.
In 2010 when they came up with it, this is going to sound, going to be taken back by this. It's deionized water and urine. That's what it's derived of. It's literally urine and water, and it just shoots into the exhaust system and turns it into harmless nitrogen into the air. That's all it is, pee and water.
And you know what?
That's what it is.
And
I'm dead serious.
And you know what? The funny thing is probably a black man's idea that he made, and Esau probably stole it. We brought that out that many of our brothers invented certain things that never got credit for it. A lot of brothers can't stand DEF. I hear them all the time. There's an argument between, am I going to get a post-DEF truck or a pre-DEF truck, right? Now, give me that TikTok video. Here's a conversation with a dispatcher dispatching on a load board with another dispatcher about a freight that they're going to move out. And this is a TikTok video. I don't know a lot about TikTok, but I know that a trucker sent this to me, and he said this would be relevant. So it's not so much, it's the content with which they're speaking of. All right.
Yes, I'm calling on the load from Santa Clara, California to Harahan, Louisiana.
Pause. In the spirit of Mikael, do your thing.
From Santa Clara to Harahan.
Harahan, ain't that right across the river?
Yep.
No, that ain't across the river.
Well,
that's over there by Metairie.
By Metairie, yep.
Okay,
Off Cliffview.
Right, same. Okay, right. I'm thinking I work in the West
old
Bank. I got
Huey
you.
loan.
Yeah, by the Huey P. Santa Clara, California to the Huey P.
Damn.
She said, what she called it? Harahan?
Yeah.
Hey, look.
It's Harahan.
Look, people from New Orleans, we got a tick about when people that's not from New Orleans try to say the New Orleans names. Anything in the city. Like when, who was that this past Sabbath? DC kept saying Lafayette.
Lafayette.
Lafayette. Yeah. Shout out to DC. Lord.
Wow.
So we talking about almost 2,200 miles.
That's a mortgage.
So you saying 2,200 miles, but remember that
$6.
when you did the math on the Midlands to that one, that was a lot, right? This is almost triple the distance. Watch when we go back to the TikTok video. We ain't got to cover a lot tonight. What we gonna cover is shocking. Okay? It's like Gabe and Asa going to the buffet and find out there's no more food left. Shocking. They laugh, but these brothers, they look terrible, right?
Hey,
No, but
2,200
it's
miles. 2,200 miles times 6 real quick, because it's $6 a gallon, right?
Yeah, but that's not $6 a mile.
We trying to get shock value, brother.
Dude, look, 2,200.
Actually, I know where you're going with that. Do me a favor. Type in, what does an average diesel semi-truck get per mile per gallon? Because I think it's about 7 or 8 miles a gallon. It's very small amount. Put under load, yes. Because what we can do then, I know where Matthew going. We can look at the distance, right, and figure out how much, if they average the mile, divide the distance by the number of miles they get per gallon and multiply that by, bruh, you're going to find that it's ridiculous.
Hey,
I know what you're saying. No, that's no. That's a like a damn Dodge Ram. Oh, no. It's a lot less than that.
On the load, I get about 15.
No, I'm talking about semi-trucks.
Semi.
Semi-trucks is like 5 to 8 gallons at the miles at the most.
Hey, and look.
Semi-tractor trailers.
Hey, and look. This is not counting. Look where they're going from.
That's the best you're going to get. 6.5 to 8.
That's right.
Look, and they're going from Santa Clara, which is what, maybe 1,000 feet, maybe.
It's mountainous, yes.
It's you know what I'm saying?
It's
like,
above sea level.
It's above sea level, a lot above sea level.
Wait, hold up. Real quick, how'd you get them numbers? Yep. So 2,000, let's just say, okay, Aki and Mike, might be off by a couple $100. Roughly about 2 G's, $2,000 damn dollars. Let's say he's wrong. Let's say it's $1,800. Akim's off. $1,800 for 2 G's for gas alone. Now go back to the TikTok video. This is what I'm telling y'all. Y'all don't sleep on precept upon precept.
Hey,
don't sleep on us.
You got to remember, that's both ways. Because they got to go to Santa Clara to get the load and come back.
So you're talking about over 4,000 miles, you saying?
Yeah.
Well, hopefully they got a load there. And now let's say, for example, before when gas was low, they might be able to go out there and deadhead back empty. Now, like the brother said, he says, I can't leave until I get a load. So I might have to stay for 3 days or 24 hours or longer just to get home with a load. Now, I'm telling this is real deal. Can we please turn the AC on here?
Hey,
You big fat brothers like it hot. Come on. Us rich brothers in shape, we need it cool. Got all that insulatory blubber on you, all right?
Yes, I'm
Now,
pulling
hey,
a load from
before
Santa
y'all
Clara.
pause it real quick, keep in mind how much Officer Akim said that gas was. He said $2,000 worth of gas, right? One way. So let's play that.
California to Harahan, Louisiana. It's 22 feet, 20,000 pounds.
No, it's less
So
than
hold up.
20.
They pulling 20,000 pounds, right? So that means they're going to get the very least amount of miles per gallon. So they're going to get right at 6.5.
And by the way, 20,000 pounds is 10 tons. That's a light load, brother. They can go many, many dozens of tons. But to your point, it's still 10 tons.
Right.
Play on.
How much does it weigh?
That's around 17 to 18,000 pounds.
Okay, and what's the rate you have on it?
$2,200 cash on delivery.
Hey, pause that.
That's just gas.
Wow.
He said $2,300. That's just the gas money.
If that.
If that.
Actually, and you actually said the right thing. It's $2,200. What she says next, she tries to get him to go up. Rewind it just a little bit. I don't know if you could circle back. I don't know how TikTok works.
And guess what? She's a dispatcher,
Yes.
which means that trucker is paying her 10% of that load.
He ain't making nothing.
He ain't made nothing.
Rewind it, because it's actually, Mikael said 23. That's the end result. Watch how she tries to go to war for her driver. She gets shut down, and watch how he play her. Watch how he try to play her. I'll play it again.
17 and 18,000, fam.
Okay, and what's the rate you have on it?
$2,200 cash on delivery.
Pause. He said $2,200 cash on delivery. So her being a dispatcher, she has to advocate because she would like to try to get her percentage up. She is driven by a percentage, but ultimately the driver is paying, or I guess a portion of that goes to her. Yeah. So she's advocating for him and her, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Watch what listen to her advocacy. Read, play.
We are looking for a septic or flat gas.
Gas is almost $6 a mile. Is there any better rate you can do on that?
Yeah. The best we can do is 23.
23?
But I will run out of gas before I even get there.
Yeah, if you cannot do it, that's fine. Thank you for calling.
That wouldn't even cover our gas.
So look, this and you would think that this is a spoof, like she's joking, and she is joking because they did it for effect to this video. But these are the real conversations that they're having. And what's happening is, like one brother said, the trucker that is on one of the chats, is that some they're taking low loads, and they should not be. If everybody got together and refused to take the loads, they're gonna have to raise the rate. That's a lot of these brothers' problems are. Don't take these cheap loads, and it's that's what you're getting as a result of that. Is that, you know? So
that wouldn't even cover the DEF fluid.
Damn.
You can't even cover death with that $2,200.
So when you think about that, that's $1 per mile is what that load is actually paying. Nobody's gonna move their truck for $1 per mile.
No.
Nobody's gonna move their truck for that.
Hey, so you might think, okay, you got one video, you got a TikTok video, yeah, so whatever. Give me the video of all right, so look, this is a man that drives a truck who is now has experience being a dispatcher in that seat, also many years, first as a company driver and then as a owner operator, right, of a tractor trailer. Let's get his perspective, a little bit more in depth of his perspective. Let's go ahead and let us know when you do have that. All right, all praise. We're about to play this. All right, some of you may know this man.
Shalom, shalom. Most High Christ bless. Hey, real quick, dealing with this market we dealing with this trucking. This right here could very well be the new normal. When you look at rates all across United States, these rates are varying. You can have rates going from the Florida area going from $2 a mile. You could even have rates, which that was last week, rates even going from about $5 a mile leaving out of Texas or even Ohio or Illinois area and so forth. But this the point. With trucking, what they have is called a rate per mile. All right. The rate per mile meaning that in that rate per mile you have what the truck would make and dealing with the fuel, what type of fuel is in it. All right. So on the average truck is going to take about 60 cents, if not a little less, give or take. Let's just say 40 to 60 cents a mile to run. All right. So with that running, with you running at that rate, you have to be making some decent money. All right. $2 a mile is not no decent money. All right. This issue that's dealing with the fuel is it's just like what's been going on dealing with this jab. It's a pandemic. All right. And I'm going to tell you why I said that. You have Sleepy Joe that has decided to stop all fossil fuel production and drilling and cancel all the contracts, and then now put sanctions on Ukraine, I mean on Putin and Russia, and then those sanctions translate into cut off pipelines. Now they talking about electrical vehicles. Teslas are not going to be able to cover what Babylon the Great or America needs to be able to run and get food on the shelves. Tesla, the batteries on those Tesla 18-wheelers weigh too much, and they can't go as far as a diesel, and they don't have as many charging stations to be able to solidify and hold down all these trucks that's over the road. So it's the new normal. All right, the rates are going to be going up, and they're going to start back drilling. And when they start back drilling, then you might see some relief at the pump. But this is the new normal, y'all. So hey, I hope this helped out. Most High Christ bless. Shalom.
All right, so this is from, again, a man with years and years of experience telling you this is the new norm. So, again, it goes back to what we've been learning here at IUIC for years, Zephaniah 2:1. Okay, Acts chapter 2, we are going to have to work together. Okay, with the price of fuel, the name of the show is called when the price of gas, and then part 2, guess what? Then comes the price of everything else. Food. When food goes up, transportation goes up. As a result, food goes up. As a result, other cleaning products, everything starts to go up. And guess what? If it does not, the cost of living increase of wages does not go up. Like we talked about the Uber drivers and these Lyft drivers, their pay is not going up, but their fuel is going up significantly. What's happening to them? We are truly living in the last days. So y'all stay tuned. We get ready to go to break. Hey, support us. IUIC New Orleans, support us. Help to get 15,000. Spread our videos, all right? So with that, Precept on Precept, we're going to go to break. We'll see you right after the intermission. Shalom.
Hey there, it's me again. As you know, Mel and I are working on a Passion of the Christ sequel. We're asking that you continue to support us in any way possible. And those of you whom have not yet donated to the Joseph's Dream short film, we want to give you a special thank you. Send those funds over to help us establish our vision. Jesus loves you, and God bless America.
Hey out there, I'm Lawrence Thornburg, Yasharala Ben Judah III. I know you may be wondering why I'm reaching out to you from the privacy of my own home and not the Passover, which is going on right now. I was unsurreptitiously denied access to the Passover because I was allegedly accused of having the vid. Which I did. I might have had a slight cough.
Yo, you can't come up here like that, man.
What you
can't come up here like
man?
that. Nah, I ain't shaloming you. I really don't want to look at you.
I might have had a little runny nose. Nothing major. Yeah, man, I'm gonna have another garment. You know what I'm talking about? Super fly. What color you gonna go with this year?
I'm gonna go with black and emerald.
Black and emerald? What we clean, I'm talking about drip down.
Drip down,
Yeah,
huh?
drip down.
Drip down, okay.
Yeah, I'm tripping. I can't believe they even accused me of sneezing on a brother in the line.
What's your name?
My name is Jedediah Israel. Should be on that somewhere.
So what? It was cold. I had little chills. You all right? Man, I got the chills, man. It's cold, bro. You ain't cold, man?
Bruh.
Man, it's like I'm hot, I'm sweating, I'm freezing, but something, man. Yeah. Where you going? If you fit any of that If you fit any of that criterion, don't call 1-800-PASS-OVER. Call 1-800, I've been passed over. Something to drink. Man, I'm sick, man.
That I could do to please you, my Lord, above all the rest. I don't think twice about who you love. Chose above all these nations on earth. About time it's our turn. How many chances have you given to us? Won't take this one for granted, granted. Many are called, but few are chosen to learn. Oh.
All right, shalom, shalom, shalom. Welcome back to Precept upon Precept. Hey, look, so we're going into, those of you who might have just joined it, show that meme if you can real quick, because it is very, very important you understand the price of gas too. Why? It all starts with the price of gas. So I had an interview with an owner-operator / modern day, this time, during this 2021-22 season, dispatcher, owner-operator. Now, show that video. I want to show you now. This is a man's company work truck that is a small, I think this is a 4-cylinder, the lightweight, super small gas tank truck. We're going to show you a receipt of a man who had to get this gas in his work truck. Look at that. So now this is a small, just to show you even a small scale. And this was, I think it was $4.39 a gallon. So $70, and that was only a quarter of a tank, I believe. So it was only 3/4 of a tank, or a little more than 3/4 of a tank. So this is what you're going to see the average, POV, personal owned vehicle, right? They're going to fill up. So it's at a much greater scale, it's affecting diesel drivers. But you at home, you're going to see stuff like this, okay? Look at that. That's what you're going to pay. And that might last you, depending on how long your commute is, that won't even last you the whole week. So we got some real serious things we got to consider, Israel. Officer Matt, you about to go into, because the brother before brought up points about, you had an article that kind of going right into line, or video, almost exactly what he was saying.
Yep.
Yep.
So he was saying that this going to be the new normal. With the price of gas going up, the price of everything is going to rise. So give me that YouTube video. Gravitas. It's the only YouTube video we got on there. Number four. Now this is I like these people because they be no holds barred with their journalism.
Happening
No,
out
that's
there.
number one. That's video number one. I said number 4. The one with the lady.
Shout out to the tech team. We come a long way. We used to sit at the table with one camera angle. Now we got a whole number of articles. So we got layers of order. So bear with us.
All right, play that. Watch. Remember. And then I'm going to show you an article. The United States is doing some more stuff. It's not just this Putin thing going on. It's not just that. It's not just that. It's got to be more than that, because the numbers don't lie.
Smoke and mirrors.
Plus, I'm Palki Sharma Upadhyay. Ukraine is at war with Russia. We know it. And we are sitting thousands of miles away from Kiev, watching the news on TV and mobile phones, thinking, thank God it is not happening to us. Well, I bear bad news. This war, ladies and gentlemen, is bleeding all of us. Do you have a car at home? What does it run on? Oil or gas, I'm guessing. Taking that car out will become more expensive, courtesy the war in Ukraine. You see, nearly 12% of the world's oil comes from Russia. It is among the 3 top players in the oil market, and this country is now at war.
Stop.
On a normal day,
It is the 3rd largest oil exporter in the world. 12% of the world's oil comes from Russia. The world. 12% is not small globally. 6 billion people on earth. 12% of that needs oil from Russia for their cars. Play on.
Russia would export nearly 5 million barrels of crude oil. Now that the Kremlin is at war, what happens to those shipments? Goes without saying, they're affected one way or the other. Next question. What happens when Russian oil stops entering the international market? The demand and supply equation goes for a toss. The market is already dreading this. And this is the result. Crude oil is hovering around $100 a barrel. The day Russia invaded Ukraine, oil touched $105 a barrel. That was the highest jump in 8 years. Soon that record was broken. Now you and I do not buy Brent crude. So why should we bother about it? I will tell you why. When refineries start paying more for oil, they charge more from the distributor. The distributor charges more from the petrol pump. And the next step is you.
Boom.
You end up
Stop.
paying.
Because of this oil, this oil is a prime influence of this war. Because of this, when the refineries charge more, when they pay more per barrel, then the distributor has to pay more. That means that the pump has to charge more, which means that we pay more.
And just to your point, Officer Matt, this is a non-European Caucasian perspective.
Correct. This is Eastern news.
The thing that's important is that what she just said, we have real examples of brothers who said, look, I'm not going home unless I can get a load. That is a direct effect. We showed you that DEF went from, it was 61 cents a gallon, went up to 90, and that was $1.59 just for the DEF. We showed you the price of diesel today. Pull that price of diesel to corroborate what you just said.
Yep.
It's like $5 a gallon. Remember that chart? Y'all had a nice chart up of it showed regular, premium, and it showed diesel as of today. What that video just showed us is the reality, the proof of what she's saying is look at the market analysis of the price as of today. This is the, and listen, it's just, this war just started in Ukraine. Remember we did the show on Russia and we might be in a war. And that was about a month ago. The war is, now it's here.
Yep.
So this is the beginning of the war.
Hey, Cap.
This is only going to go up from here.
Cap.
We in trouble. Y'all play games. Hey, y'all might have to do one meal a day. That's why I get you big brothers, you better get used to it now. You ain't gonna be able to eat 4 or 5 times. One meal a day because food's going up. You better learn. You better learn.
Cap, another thing that our people are missing, them semis. A lot of them semi-trucks take 15 plus quarts of oil.
Yep.
I'm talking about engine oil. So they may see 200-300 every 25,000 miles. You change your oil in your semi. They may start seeing $200-300 for oil if they ain't seen it already. It's gonna go up. And a lot of these cars, it's not just the oil going in the tank. You got oil in the engine also.
Damn.
So that crude,
damn,
it's gonna hurt.
Damn.
And most of these truckers, they gotta pay a maintenance fee. It's like a flat rate maintenance fee. That maintenance fee can't be that flat rate that it was again because they're gonna have to up their prices because they got to pay for the materials.
Yep.
So subject to payments.
We're gonna go right back to the video, Officer Matt.
Oh, no
but
problem.
I just want to show that right now, and it's funny because we actually think that we're being saved because it went down 0.2 of a cent. 4.29 compared to a year ago is, look how high we are now. Look at diesel. Diesel's damn near at 5. Look at the price of doggone diesel. And look, here's the other thing we're not thinking of. I used to have a Volvo S70, and I had to put 91 in it. If I didn't put 91 in it, it would not run. Some brothers have cars that require a mid or a premium grade for it to run effectively or proficiently.
Hey, and Cap,
you know,
a lot of them, a lot of the older people, they got them Lincoln Town cars. They run on 91. I used to have one. That's 91. That's Supreme. They teach Supreme. A lot of them old school cars, a lot of these Buicks, them old Buicks that they like to, Cadillacs, they take premium. A lot of these old people, they're going to be hurt by this thing, man.
This ain't a joke. Put that up. This is a real, and that's why I got another couple of videos of truck. They're going to tell you how they, and this is the beginning of the war. Look at that diesel price. A year ago, somebody you said $2. Please speak on that, because you perfect point, perfect job pointing it out.
Over a year ago, it was $3 and about $3.98 or something like that, right?
$3.09.
$3.09. So it is $2. It's $5.08 now.
Yep,
it's $2 in a year.
Damn, officer, it's getting so bad. People are out drilling holes in people's tanks. They stealing fuel.
Yeah.
People have already started. It's like the doggone purge, going in people's tanks, stealing fuel.
Damn.
This is heavy. Go, Officer Matt, head back to that article, because again, you know what I like what she said is, and I don't know if y'all caught it, and I had to process it as she was saying it. She said that the Ukraine is going to war against Russia. The way the white man spins it is Russia is attacking the Ukraine. But the reality is NATO, who's got its hand up the butt of doggone Ukraine because of the fact that it's, like Officer Matt, you pointed out, we're not in NATO, but because we're your friend, you get all the benefits of NATO, but you're not in NATO.
Hey, Cap.
You know?
Maybe next week we could touch on that, because I got information that George H.W. Bush made an agreement that was basically backing up the Warsaw Pact, where they said, okay, NATO will not move 1 inch more eastward to keep the Russian security band of those countries from, Poland all the way down to Ukraine and Turkey, to keep that clear. So the fact that they denied, like, oh, we never did any such agreement, Putin is actually within his rights to do what he's doing, but it's more of a, I'm going to smack you when nobody's looking, and when you attack me and everybody sees it, I'm going to play the victim kind of thing. So it's like that.
The Ukraine,
there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes.
Ukraine, without the backing of NATO, which it's not a NATO country, and it actually can't go into NATO because the disruption in the government, legally it can't go into NATO right now.
Right.
But she said it the way that a lot of other countries see it, outside of the white man's viewpoint. When I said the white, I'm talking about European Caucasian perspective. There's nothing wrong with me saying that. They spin it in the Western Caucasian viewpoint is evil Russia from the east is attacking poor little Ukraine. No. It's not like that. And not that I'm giving Elam and these East Indians a pass. It's because they go into slavery too. Isaiah 4, they going to serve us too. But they see it differently. And we got to take aware. So continue on with that.
Damn. Play on.
Refineries start paying more for oil. They charge more from the distributor. The distributor charges more from the petrol pump. And the next step is you. You end up paying more at the petrol pump. And this is just one part of the oil.
Hey, pause that real quick. I just got a text message from somebody saying they paid over $30 for 7 gallons worth of gas.
Damn.
Just now, as the video was playing.
Damn.
Story. When oil prices jump, transport becomes expensive. Running a car, truck, or flying an aeroplane becomes expensive.
Stop. That goes to your point you made earlier, Officer Micah. School buses, transit. We trying to, we got the booster club. Guess what? Flights are going to get expensive.
Hey, officer, I saw something in Mississippi. When I was growing up and we had to ride the bus, let's say me and you had to get on the same bus. I would walk to your area and get on the bus with you. Not these lazy dudes up these lazy mice, like literally one stop here, one stop. They literally can throw a rock and hit each other, but they won't walk to the same spot for the bus to pick them both up at the same spot.
Oh my gosh.
It's a hot mess.
Yep. Play on.
The effect is cascading, meaning everything becomes expensive. Your fruit seller will start charging you more because he paid more to the supplier, who in turn shelled out more money to bring the fruit from the warehouse to the fruit seller.
Pause real quick. I got to step on this.
Yep.
Listen, this is where we're going. The reason why trucks and things are set up like that for us in Babylon the Great is for the convenience, ultimately, of you to eat. That's what it's about. Uber, DoorDash, all of these different eating services is about bringing you food. This is why it's very important, and I keep saying it over and over again. Bishop Nathaniel, over a decade ago, talked about this, and we all missed it. We have to start forming community gardens, and we're starting down here, okay? If you're in the South, I would say doggone Maryland down, you have extended growing seasons. We can come together and grow our own organic fruits and vegetables, and guess what? You cut out the distribution of the middleman. Instead, it's farm, meaning the Israelite farm, right to the table. Give me the book of Acts chapter 2 and Acts chapter 4. We're going to do a part 3 because this show's almost over, and we didn't even get half of the stuff done. That's okay. I want us to get the book of Acts chapter 2, and I believe it's 42. Let me look at it. I know it's early 40s. Let's get that. Acts chapter 2. Why? Because it talks about distribution and commonalities amongst the Israelites. Read.
Acts chapter 2, verse 46.
There we go.
And they continuing daily with one accord in the temple, and breaking bread from house to house.
What does that mean, house to house? Meaning they were together. And there might be a time when, if they have more COVID shutdowns, the next variant, well, we're going to have to maybe, it was a time some of us had to meet in the houses because the schools were closed.
Yep.
And we did that down here, right? Because we wanted to be around each other, right? So we had to follow the man. It had to be less than 10 in this house and so on and so forth. We followed the laws of the land. Read on.
Did eat their meat with gladness and singleness of heart.
Read on.
Verse 47. Praising God and having favor with all the people. And the Lord added to the church daily such as should be saved.
Let me see verse 45. Read 45 again.
Verse 45. And sold their possessions and goods and parted them to all men as every man hath need.
As every man had need. What does that mean? This scripture teaches us there's going to be a time we're going to have to divide our resources and distribute to the families. When would that happen? It's not going to happen during a time of surplus. Why would you have to do that? There's going to come a time, we have to learn from this, we're going to, and I'm telling you, this is why we need to do our community gardens, because when the price of food starts to skyrocket up, if we have that, we cut out all of the distribution cost, because you're going to pay that. What you pay for that tin of blueberries or strawberries, whether it be frozen or fresh, it had to be shipped from a place. All of that charge is the middlemen and the set points in between. If you have your own garden, guess what? We bring the fruits and vegetables to the congregation, divide it in the congregation to every man that has needs. And if we have to go to their houses, if it got to the point where, guess what? We can really help one another out. And it's throughout the scriptures. In a time of rulership, King Solomon talked about his orchards and vineyards. And during the time of captivity in Jeremiah chapter 29, we also had gardens. Give me that real quick. I'm never going to get tired of this. Jeremiah chapter 29. Because even in captivity, we planted gardens, and as a result of that, we did something with that. The fruits or the byproducts of those gardens. Jeremiah chapter 29.
Jeremiah chapter 29, verse 5.
Okay.
Build ye houses.
Build ye houses. Read on.
And dwell in them.
You know, it's heavy because when you read in the New Testament, you read about there were tradesmen who were carpenters. So we had a carpenter outside, brothers in security. Looked like a big barrel gut Azariah, but he's a carpenter, right? He eats a lot, but he's a carpenter, right? He gonna have to. When the famine hit, he gonna learn to lose that gut. Read on.
And dwell in them, and plant gardens.
I'll say it to his face, by the way. Azariah knows that. Read it again.
And plant gardens, and eat the fruit of them.
And eat the fruit. Guess what? So the Israelites, during the time of the Babylonian captivity, we planted gardens, even as in our servitude positions, and we ate the fruit thereof. Brothers and sisters, we are going to have to come together to help one another to survive and to be able to do the things we need to do to push this truth, because food is going to go through the damn roof. You heard what that East Asian woman said, that East Indian woman said. She said, as a result, the food is going to go up. And this is what's going to happen, and you're seeing the beginning of it. You know what I'm saying? We're seeing the beginning of it.
Yep. Hey, Camp, they got a brother in the UK in the comment section that says he's paying over £100 to fill up his tank on a regular vehicle, which is equivalent to $131.54 US dollars.
Damn. Say that again. I lost you. It sounded like depressing.
Yeah, it's real depressing. The brother said he's basically paying $130 to fill his tank up on a regular vehicle.
Not a semi-truck.
No, regular vehicle.
Dang.
He said diesel's a lot more in the UK.
Man, this is planned out. This is planned, and like the brother said in the video, this is a pandemic just like the virus. I'm gonna show you something after this video. Play it.
Moral of the story, when oil becomes expensive, everything becomes expensive. From your local fruits to your imported goods. Next question. How expensive exactly? Let's talk about India. The Reserve Bank of India says...
Stop that. Go to number 2. Go to number 2. I want to show this. I got to show this. Oh, my goodness. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we know that when oil increases, everything else increases, right? The food got to increase because it costs more to bring the food to the store. If they got to pay more, we got to pay more. Now, remember last week we was talking about, if you catched it, if you didn't catch it, go back and look at the show. White folks said this will be a minor inconvenience for them, but they know it's going to very much affect the working class Americans. So they already know, all right, I mean, tomatoes went from, 59 cents to $1.08. I mean, it is what it is. I pay $1, whatever. Us, on the other hand, like, damn, I can't even cook a certain dish because it costs this much to put the tomatoes in. I ain't got enough for all that. We got to understand that this right here is planned for 2 things. They couldn't get us with the pandemic. So they're going to get us riled up enough to steal and kill one another for food, because when you're hungry, you'll eat each other. It's already written in the scriptures that you would. And 2, they're trying to battle up their funds, because like the old saying goes, don't go to war unless your money right.
Well, war bring money.
Read that off, Micah, if you will.
Data. How much of U.S. oil comes from Russia?
That's the thing. I mean, prices went from a little under $3 to $4.20. Some places $5 for regular gas. So we must be getting a lot of oil from Russia. Let's read on.
Russian oil makes up 8% of U.S. oil imports. In most European countries, that number is much higher.
Now, see, in this news, it said 8%. But in a few articles that I researched, it said 3 to 5%. That's not a lot, considering that there are oil reserves in the world that the U.S. doesn't even touch, but has control over. Go down to the right there, where the U.S. gets its imported oil.
Where the U.S. gets its imported oil. Oil imports account for about 20% of the U.S. supply.
So let's see who has the biggest supply.
Canada.
Canada.
Others.
No. Canada. We get most of our oil from Canada. Why the hell we got to pay more because it's coming from Russia? Or because we cut off Russia? Why? Most of our oil come from Canada. Canada and Alaska is damn near all oil. Go back to it. Now name the other ones.
Others.
Uh-huh.
Mexico.
Mexico.
Russia.
So Russia, let's cut Russia out the equation. Who else we got?
Saudi Arabia.
Uh-huh.
Colombia.
Uh-huh.
Ecuador. Iraq. Brazil.
Hey, Officer Matt. See, Officer Matt just got heated and hit the table. And I want you to look what the reason why he just got fired up. Because I'm like, is this right? So when you look down at the bottom of the graph, and they do it slick, it's light gray font. It says 200M, 400M, 600M. The 1.0, B is billion. It says barrels of crude oil and petroleum products imported to the U.S. So he's reading the graph because I got to process this. That's the reason why you just slammed the table is because it's, please, now explain it again because everyone missed it, including me. I said, damn, why is he so fired up? Because they don't show you. They give you the bottom. Do it again.
So Canada, we get about 1.6 billion gallons or barrels imported, right, from Canada.
Wait, stop real quick. Hold up. How many gallons is in a barrel of oil?
There you go.
Because hold up, I'm gonna do my Bishop Yawasop. Because if you were getting 1.6 billion barrels of oil from Canada, like I see Officer Matthews is fired up. How many gallons is in a barrel of crude oil? Because let me tell you something. The white man is the damn devil the Bible speaks of. Because his brother, like you said, think that Canada, we don't got control over Canada?
You know what I'm saying?
60% of their damn population is on the U.S. border because it's too cold to live up north. Come on, man.
42 gallons in a barrel of oil.
Do me a favor, mathematically, I want you to compute this. What is 1.6 billion times 42? We're going to get our gallon capacity that we get from Canada.
Yep.
Esau is the damn devil, bro. He is 84. The damn devil.
Maybe
it's about 84.
Yeah.
Little less than that.
Maybe they getting their diesel oil from Russia.
No.
The diesel oil.
Because look, the reason why I wanted you to read all of those other countries, was Cap. Who is the first or second biggest oil reserve in the world?
Venezuela.
Was Venezuela on that list?
No.
But do we control Venezuela?
Yes.
So why, if we have control over the I don't know if it's the first or the second largest oil reserve in the world, untouched, but we got control of it, why the price going up?
Yes. So, and again, butter on the biscuit. Say that one more time, officer. $67 billion, 200 million gallons of crude oil. Is that annually or is that? Go back to that graph. Barrels imported, is that per month? Is it per year?
That would be daily, Cap.
Hold up. I want to make sure we get this right because I don't want to. This is NBC News, so what?
Yeah, normally they give us daily inputs.
Hold up. I want to see something. Barrels of crude oil imported. Scroll down. I want to see if that's annual. Hold up. Because that's a lot of oil.
Go down.
If it says, I just want to know what
up.
scale that's on.
Go up.
Go back up to the first graph, huh?
Yeah, go up past that. Let me see.
Check this out. A move. Okay, Russian crude oil exports is 8% of all. That's European. Okay.
Oh, wait, Cap. Can we read that paragraph that says Russian crude oil?
Yes.
Russian crude oil and petroleum product exports to the U.S. represents 8% of all its imported oil and less than 2% of the U.S. supply.
So less than 2% of what's actually used.
Right.
So we use less than 2% of the oil from Russia. Why are the gas prices going up? Go up some more. I want to see if they got the
other up.
Nah. The other articles that I was reading, it was given daily.
Do me a favor. I want you to go, because this is important for the viewers. What is the daily consumption of the amount of barrels that the U.S. uses a day? There is a statistic that says that, because we can get an understanding, because that's a heavy thing.
I believe
bro.
it's number 5. I believe it's number 5. Number 5 should have it. Yeah.
I'm going to look on my search engine. Okay, so that's an annual total. That's still tremendous. So say it again, Akiem. How many? So we use 18.12. That's what the U.S. uses, right?
A day.
A day. Okay. So 1.6 billion is okay. Makes sense. So it's not 1.6 million a day, but it's still
yearly.
Yearly, but that's an incredible. To
Wait,
your point,
you said 18? Okay, 18, 1, 2 times.
So we use
365.
If I'm correct, 6 trillion. If my math is correct, I multiplied 18.12 million multiplied by 365 days, and I got. And somebody check my math. I got 6 trillion 600. I think I'm wrong. Somebody help me out real quick.
Hey, do that math.
Listen to this, y'all. This is important. We're going to touch this. Yeah, I'm off. I'm not. It's not a trillion.
I think it's billion. Yep. So we use 6. So you use 6 billion barrels a year, Cap.
Right.
We use 6 billion barrels a year.
Right.
How many billion barrels do we get from Canada?
67.
We get 25, and I'm glad you pointed that out. We get over 25% of all our oil from Canada. In the Russian import, let's go back to that chart again. This right here, sometimes you got to just touch on the pertinent things. And so this is some very powerful. So we get the vast majority of our imported oil from Canada. From Russia, let's look at that light blue line. Let's track down all the way down. And I'm assuming this has to be an annual average. It's not a daily,
annual,
right?
Annual.
If we go down, it looks to be about 250, if my math looks right. If my
it's about 250, almost 300.
So if you take 250 million and you divide that into the annual consumption, it'll give you the percentage of Russian oil that we actually use, and it's insignificant.
Yes.
It's insignificant.
Very.
It's amazing.
Considering, Cap, that on this list of all of these countries,
right,
Venezuela, who is the number 2 largest oil reserve in the world, is not on this list.
It's not on that list.
Yeah.
Nah, bruh. Not like that. Not like that. Not
That's
like
probably
that.
Afghanistan
Yeah,
right
it's
there.
probably Afghanistan. Maybe Africa,
Probably Africa.
is somewhere in there. You know what I'm saying? Venezuela is not a oil reserve that we even use.
Hey, check this out. This is the math teacher in me. If you look at Canada, it's 1.6 billion, right?
Billion barrels.
Now I'm going to show you that if you take Mexico, remember Mexico is our neighbor to the south,
right,
which is all North America. Mexico, if you look down, it is approximately, let's say 300 billion, right?
Yep.
So it's almost 2 billion barrels annually, which is about a third, according to your math that you said, Officer Hakeem over there, right? So about 33% of our oil we get from right here in our back and front yard, right there alone. Not to mention all of the other the sources of oil that we control.
Yep.
To your point, this is y'all got to see this, man. This is why the Esau control everything. And if he want to, just like he did with the prices of poultry and beef, if he wants to, if let's say, for example, he only had to raise it $1, what the hell are you going to do if he raises the price another $1 on top of that? How are you going to tell? There's nothing you could do about it, even if you could tell. You know, it's amazing. Carry on. This is crazy.
Yeah, go to the other article, number 5.
Damn.
Telling you, this stuff goes deep. This stuff goes deep. All right.
Fact box. U.S. imports of Russian oil and refined products.
Scroll down. Right there. The United States, U.S. imports, right there.
U.S. imports. The United States imports 672,000 barrels per day of Russian crude and refined products last year, according to Energy Information Agency data.
So, daily, we imported 672,000 barrels a day. Cap, that's not a lot compared to the other ones that we get it from. That's not a lot. Let's say we cut out 672,000 barrels a day.
Right. To your math, it's 18. You said 18.12 million barrels a day that we use in the U.S., right? So out of that, that is not even 1/20th of the oil. 672, right?
Right.
That's not even close. That's almost 2/3, a little bit more than 2/3 of 1 million, right? We use 18.12. So that's like it's nothing.
It's nothing.
It's really nothing.
So you got to ask yourself,
right,
if that's how many we use a day, and we use 18 million altogether a day, why would 672,000 drive the price of gas to double the price it was last year?
So it is actually more than, it's over 24%. So a quarter, just damn near a quarter, comes from Canada alone. And Mexico is one of the top 4 as well. Plus, in that other, I do believe some of that could be South American countries, which we control this whole doggone side of the Western Hemisphere. When you really think about it, we are victims and such. Give me that revelation. This is what's going on right now. I'm gonna show you how that the dragon is wroth. He going to war. It's called economic warfare.
Yep.
The dragon was wroth with the woman. Is it Revelation 12? Revelation chapter 12 and verse 17. This show is just flying by. Damn. Revelation, I want one more video, and we're gonna carry on next week. I'm gonna get some updates from our truckers, our brothers, and we're gonna see how gas and diesel and DEF prices continue to track. We're also going to take a look at some of these commodities next week. Commodities are your things that are essential commerce that a society needs. Like oats is a commodity. Gas is a commodity, okay? What else? Wood is a commodity. Thank you. Wood is a commodity.
Everything.
Right. These major things you can't go without, okay? Read.
Revelation chapter 12, verse 17.
Uh-huh.
And the dragon was wroth with the woman.
Who is the dragon? The dragon is the so-called white man, so-called European Caucasian. Whether he calls himself the German Caucasian, American Caucasian, Dutch, French, German, Russian, Ukrainian Caucasian, Australian, though that's the dragon. Primarily, it's the United States of America, right? Now, Russia, who is one of the cousins or brothers, he not playing by the big dragons. So guess what? Now the U.S. has got to set its precedent, but they're all working together. Because even in this, guess what? The Ukrainian we saw how they were oppressing black people in the Ukraine. So don't think that they're the victims. They're oppressing black. We saw last week. We brought out 2 weeks ago. That brothers were trying to cross the border. They let the white people go and the black. No, you can't get on the train. We brought that out. Okay, read.
And went to make war with the remnant of her seed.
Who is the remnant of her seed? The reason why you're seeing these wars and rumors of wars and things that are happening economically, this economic warfare, is because God is raising up the 12 tribes of Israel. The remnant of her seed is who? The Israelites who are turning back to their nationality, keeping the commandments, and guess what? The dragon is very upset, and guess what? This is a way he blankets the whole society, knowing it's going to destroy and go to war economically with the 12 tribes of Israel, making it harder for us to wake up our people. But the Lord, listen, the gates of hell shall not prevail over what God is raising up. Read it again from the top.
And the dragon was wroth with the woman.
Come on.
And went to make war with the remnant of her seed.
Make war. War is what? We talked about the war of attrition. We talked about the different types of warfare. Economic warfare is a form of warfare. Read on.
Which keep the commandments of God.
And that's the point. The remnant of the seed who keep the commandments of God. We are being attacked in an act of war from our enemies. That's why we have to work together. Community gardens, create businesses, employ one another, work together. Okay? Use counsel when you're going to buy cars and houses. You don't buy too much house or too much car. If you want to buy a car, talk to a mechanic about a reliable car. You might not want to get that big 8-cylinder car, all right? You might think before you make purchasing decisions. This is an economic attack on the 12 tribes of Israel. Is that in on that?
No, sir. And have the testimony of Jesus Christ.
And the testimony of Jesus Christ is that we're telling our people that Jesus Christ was a so-called black man who died for the 12 tribes of Israel, that we could come back to our Father, our God, through his death. And guess what? When we do that, we cast down everything that they set up to put in the stumbling block in our way. Christ is a black man. The 12 tribes of Israel are raising up, and it is pissing this man off. And that's what you're seeing going on right now. And you're living in the greatest times in the world, and we got to come together, y'all. We got to come together. So this should shock you and shake you up. Real quick, I want you have something else, Officer Matt?
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay. We always tech team, good job. We always have a little bit too much. There's one more video. Please go another perspective of a brother, the brother with the glasses. I'll put it like that. Go up. It's at the top, not dark glasses. There you go. Yes. You got it. Look, here's another owner-operator that is going to share his perspective. I should have played this earlier, but just to kind of bring it all home, all right? When we get that, we can play that before we close out this show.
Hey, shalom, shalom, Israel. Pray all is well to everybody. So, I'm an owner-operator. I'm out here trying to grind, make a living. These gas prices are crazy. What you see right here is a bill for $618, all right, off 118 gallons of fuel, all right? So this war
So pause real quick. This is why I'm showing this video, because at the beginning of the show, we showed that receipt, a picture of that receipt. I wanted you to hear the voice of the brother, the owner-operator, who's showing that receipt. He just, I asked brothers who could help send videos in, he just got that receipt like 5 minutes before he shot that video. So this is a real man that had to, and you could tell it hurts him to talk about that. He frustrated. Play on.
These things are sending the prices skyrocketing, and it's affecting all of us, especially these owner operators that's out here trying to move freight. The freight is few and far between, as well as rates are not what they need to be, because that don't reflect the prices of fuel versus how much you're getting paid. All right, so man, it's rough out here. All right, so continue to send prayers up for these owner operators out here trying to work and make a living. Shalom.
So that's taken from real brothers this week in the nation who are suffering. And guess what? It's happening across. It's going to happen across all big industries. In my industry, the prices went up on equipment 8 to 12%. That's a significant markup. And I had to adjust some of the proposals, and proposals are going up by thousands of dollars when it was quoted 3-4 months ago. And people, what? Hey, look, it's real. It affects everything. So when we have a show like this, it is to shock and awe you. It is to bring you the realization that, and if you think that it's not going to get worse, you are mistaken. And we have to come together. And I'm going to say it till I'm blue in the face. At the end of the day, when the gas is the first thing, when it starts affecting the food, then you got to make tough decisions as a family. But we have enough manpower and sister power, women power, because the sisters can do the canning, they can do the preserving, they can do all of the things that can help support the troops. We got to grow our own food. And I know it's a slow start, especially with fruit trees, but we have to start thinking generational. Not, okay, this year, I know it takes a lot. No. What about 3-4 years? What about 5-6 years? If we start doing it now, we can eat for generations as we start to create these community gardens. We got to move with a sense of urgency. It's not time to talk anymore. We gotta act. So you brothers and sisters out there who have a green thumb, proverbially speaking, you have agriculture experience, you have these things, step up, make your voice be known. All right? We need to, especially y'all in the South. All right? So with that, we just went past our time. All praise the Lord. All right. Well, look. So what we're gonna do is this. It is getting late, y'all. Thank you for staying with us. Next week, depending on, unless something else comes up crazy, we're gonna do a part 3, and we're gonna share updated stories from brothers out there in the road. We have a couple articles we didn't get to, and we'll show you what happens week to week as the price of gas continues to rise. So with that, we're going to get ready to close the show out. We got our brothers who have to, our procedural thing we got going on here.
Hey, look, Israel. Y'all know the enemy is trying to shoot at us privately. They're trying to shoot at us secretly. It's all the pandemic, but look, this is how we got to come together. Give alms. Give alms at your local school. Give alms via PayPal to IUIC New Orleans if you want to continue to see this show. IUIC fundraising, to give to the Booster Club to help get the profits where they need to go. So again, donate to the Booster Club at IUIC.fundraising at IsraelUnite.org. If you want to donate to Precept upon Precept, you donate via PayPal at IUIC.NewOrleans at IsraelUnite.org. And donate at y'all local schools in the alms box.
Israel United in Christ. We are not a hate group. We are not affiliated with any other Israelite group. Israel United in Christ is a nonviolent, Bible-based movement. We do not advocate or condone any acts of violence against any race, ethnicity, or gender. We advise that if anyone hears or knows of any plots to cause harm to anyone or to break the laws of the land, you must contact the proper authorities to bring awareness to any possible threat, as stated in Leviticus chapter 5, verse 1.
Hey, shalom, shalom. Thank you again for joining us on Precept upon Precept, another Thursday night edition. Again, subscribe to IUIC New Orleans. Hit the bell notification. Share our videos. Okay, we were trying to grow to 15,000 subscriptions. And look, share the show. All right, we try to cover pertinent topics that can help you and edify you. And if you have things going forward you'd like to see us go into, give us some time. Let us know in the comments. We'd be happy to go into that and research for you and give you a thorough, in-depth analysis of what is going on in the world. So with that, my name is Captain Shem.
Officer Matthew.
Officer Mikael.
Officer Micah.
We are Precept upon Precept. And with that, brothers and sisters, we say shalom.
You listening to Precept on Precept. Captain Shem break it down to no meat left. Line upon line in the word, make you respect. History collegiate when we teach it, brains reset. You listening to Precept on Precept. Captain Shem break it down to no meat left. Line upon line, the word make you respect. History collegiate when we teach it, brains reset. Putting in the work for the Most High. Valley of the bones coming back and we gon' ride. Showing you our past didn't start with that boat ride. We a nation made of kings. yeah, we chose right. Bringing our